what Destiny kept going back to is, oh, the Palestinians are aligned with radicals. Oh, they do terrorism. Oh, can you believe that they're going to more fundamentalist Islam, etc.? And they do this wherever they go. Come on, I don't think you mean that. There's no Palestinians in America.
Wait a second, Destiny, did you mean wherever they go, or do you mean basically only in Gaza?
I mean that there is an established history. In 1970, Black September, the PLO, led by Arafat, literally tried to coup the Jordanian king. I mean, when they moved up to Lebanon, like the civil wars in the 80s and afterwards that followed were because of Palestinian resistance groups, largely contributed to this. The Fedayeen was sponsored by Nasser in Egypt all across the Israeli border, from Lebanon to Syria to Jordan to Egypt. Yes, the Palestinians, when they go to other countries, the PFDL or whatever, the Palestinian Liberation People's Front or whatever, were launching terrorist attacks on hijacking planes. There was the Munich massacre. Like, yeah, obviously this happens. Of course it does. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So I now understand what he's saying, and it all goes back to the same exact point. So he's like, they keep fighting back. When are they going to know that they're conquered and just accept that they're lesser than the Israelis and they should just accept their goddamn occupation? So why are the Palestinians doing terrorism in Munich? Because they're trying to get rid of the occupation. Now, I don't agree with that tactic. I don't think it's a constructive tactic, and I don't think it's a moral tactic. But that's why they're doing it. And why do they then lead efforts to overthrow the Jordanian government, et cetera? Because once you put people in a position where they're subjugated, they are going to go to the most radical positions that are possible. Because the people who push for moderation, and this happened when we invaded Iraq, when U.S. invaded Iraq, we thought, oh, when we do an invasion and we bomb the living crap out of Iraq and we oppress them and say, we're now your new rulers, well, I bet moderate forces come out and start a wonderful democracy. Well, of course that didn't happen. The most radical forces immediately won. And it was, all of the most fundamentalist forms of Islam, first with the Shia, then with the Sunni, that were ascendant. That's what happens when you subjugate people, when you oppress people, they go to a radical position. So now when you do peace deals, they do not go to a radical position. They become a lot more moderate. And the Palestinians, and this is why I mentioned the racism, the Palestinians are not immune from being human beings. All human beings after peace deals, generally speaking, moderate their positions. When they are being oppressed and they are being imprisoned, they do not moderate their positions. That is true of all human beings. And to constantly set up this endless cycle of, I oppress you, I give you no rights, I humiliate you for decades on end, I murder your family anytime I like, can you believe the sons of bitches are fighting back? It's all their fault. They're violent. They're radicals. They're radicals wherever they go. They're violent wherever they go. It's an absurd, unsolvable equation that you put on the Palestinians' heads.